Okay. Brian, can people hear me? Okay, and you're all muted. And Brian,
There we go.
okay.
Sorry about that.
So, Brian, have you done it?
Because I got a very unusual Apple message that I'd never seen before saying, you need to get a special application to play audio right now. And I was like, what is going on? Anyway,
Wow.
Take it away, David.
Okay. So, yes, hello, everybody. So glad you're here. Libby, I just got a call a couple hours ago from Libby, and her husband's mom just moved her up here from Phoenix, and she's in a senior center down in Adrian where they live, and just found out that she had COVID, and so her husband was exposed, and Libby may have been exposed. So she is opting to. If she's not here already, she'll be in the chat tonight, but she's not here to perform. And so I thought, well, I'll just go ahead and do the show myself. So yeah, it's been a long time. So it's we know all of you. So this is the song my mom asked for. I don't know if she's here yet, but let me see. Do you guys see a Barbara Tamulevich?
I don't believe she's logged in yet, David.
All right. Well, I better not do that to her song. So we had a Yellow Room Gang show last Friday up in East Lansing for the 10-pound fiddle. It was tremendous. I mean, here is the Yellow Room Gang where we founded the songwriter group and met. And this is one of the songs I did. I just get that feeling. Oh, I know what. I just found out what Buckeyes were. Now, I know those of you from Ohio, you're saying what? But when I was growing up, all we had was a big horse chestnut tree up by the center of town, right by the schools that I went to from kindergarten to ninth grade. I mean, it was a fixture of September, and they had, for those of you who know horse chestnuts, big green circles with real spikes on it. And I was down in Adrian the other day, and I saw these yellow things on the ground with no spikes. I thought, what's this? And opened them up, and they were Buckeyes. So I know, low threshold of wonder, but so this is a kid song. Summers always seem too short, going back to school. But I guess I'm getting kind of bored, going back to school. I miss my friends from last year, and it's too cold for the pool. Summer's over, fall is here, going back to school. Well, Holly went to New England on her summer break. Got to swim out in the ocean instead of up at the lake. She brought me back a lobster claw, which I thought was pretty cool. Summer is over, fall is here, going back to school. But summers always seem too short, going back to school. But I guess I'm getting kind of bored, going back to school. I miss my friends from last year, and it's too cold for the pool. Summer's over, fall is here, going back to school. Well, we went up north last weekend past Cadillac and Clare. Had to get together with some friends who live up there. When the week was over, all my friends were feeling blue, 'cause they all had to go back to school a week before we do. But summers always seem too short, going back to school. But I guess I'm getting kind of bored, going back to school. I miss my friends from last year, and it's too cold for the pool. Summer is over, fall is here, going back to school. Going back to school, going back to school. Summer is over, fall is here, going back to school. chestnuts on the sidewalk with smoke in the air. Tommy got his nose pierced and he's got blue hair. Fall's my favorite season till winter comes along. Then after spring it's summer and I start to sing this song. Summers always seem too short going back to school, but I guess I'm getting kind of bored going back to school. I miss my friends from last year and it's too cold for the pool. Summer's over, fall is here, going back to school, going back to school, going back to school. Summer's over, fall is here, going back to school, going back to school, going back to school. Summer's over, fall is here, going back to school. Thank you. All right, so this is a song my mom asked for. Riding on the city of New Orleans, Illinois Central Monday morning rail. There's 15 cars and 15 restless riders, 3 conductors and 25 sacks of mail. All out on a southbound Odyssey, the train pulls out of Kankakee, rolls past the houses, farms and fields, passing the towns that have no name, freight yards full of old black men, graveyards full of rusted automobiles. Singing good morning America, how are you? Saying don't you know me, I'm your native son. I'm the train they call the city of New Orleans. I'll be gone 500 miles when the day is done, dealing cards to old men in the club car. Penny point, ain't no one keeping score. Oh, won't you pass that paper bag that holds the bottle? You can feel the wheels rumbling beneath the floor. And the sons of Pullman porters and the sons of engineers ride the father's magic carpet made of steam. Mothers with their babes asleep are rocking to the gentle beat. The mother rails is all they dream. Sing along, singing good morning America, how are you? Saying don't you know me, I'm your native son. Oh, I'm the train they call the city of New Orleans, and I'll be gone 500 miles when the day is done. Well, it's nighttime on the city of New Orleans. We're changing cars in Memphis, Tennessee. We're halfway home and we'll be there by morning. Through the Mississippi darkness rolling to the sea. But all the towns and people seem to fade into a bad dream. The old steel rails still ain't heard the news. The conductor sings his song again. The passengers will please refrain. This train's got to disappear in the railroad blues. Singing good night America, how are you? Saying don't you know me, I'm your native son. Oh, I'm the train they call the city of New Orleans, and I'll be gone 500 miles when the day is done. Singing good morning America, how are you? Saying don't you know me, I'm your native son. Oh, I'm the train they call the city of New Orleans, and I'll be gone 500 miles when the day is done. I'll be gone 500 miles when the day is done. Steve Goodman wrote that song, and You know, those of you who feel like you are in a, I don't know if Brian did this talk, who feel you're in a quiet place where there are no dogs or kids or bags of potato chips, and you want to unmute yourself, I would say go ahead and do that, because it would be nice to hear you. And you know, I mean, I appreciate seeing you on there, but oh, and if there are yeah, I just kind of threw this set together, kind of the spur of the moment. So if anybody's got anything to hear, just put it in the chat, and Brian will let me know. Here's a fall song written in Wisconsin. There's a dance tonight underneath the harvest moon. Oh, honey, won't you come along with me? Your folks will watch the kids. We can dance the way we did back when you were shy and I was 23. You were a lovely sight to see, dancing every dance with me. And that cotton dress you'd wear matched flowers in your hair. And there's a magic in the night with the moon shining so bright. Oh honey, won't you come along with me? Up the floor and back again, long time lovers, best of friends, through the changes and the years we have remained. And what was spark is now a glow, waiting only breath to blow it like kindling once again into a flame. Summer leans into the fall, full of stories to recall, apple wine and autumn wind in the company of friends, and let the music fine and sweet lift the years from off our feet, and remember times we'll never see again. And there's a dance tonight underneath the harvest moon. Oh honey, won't you come along with me? Your folks will watch the kids. We can dance the way we did back when you were shy and I was 23. You were a lovely sight to see, dancing every dance with me. And that cotton dress you'd wear matched the flowers in your hair. And there's a magic in the night with the moon shining so bright. Oh honey, won't you come along with me? Little romance. So here's a song of mine. I don't often do. Wrote this on the front porch of my mom's house in Branford, Connecticut. At least the main of it, and then Michael and I worked out the final bits. Another song of childhood. There's a moon outside my window, curtains swing in the breeze, grown-up talk and laughter downstairs. Little sister's gone to sleep. Mom came up and tucked me in, kissed my head, sang a song. But now I'm walking down the edge of dream, Guess this day is done. July twilight lasts a long, long time. It's hard to go to bed. Fireflies and crickets calling. Sounds of summer fill my head. I know there's magic in this place. My friends and I agree. And in my dreams, I've learned to fly. Now it's just the moon and me. Sing for the moon and sing for the sun. Sing for the stars when day is done. Sing for the dreams that bring us home. Sing for the journey that is your own. Sing for the moon and sing for the sun. Sing for the stars when day is done. Sing for the dreams that bring us home. Sing for the journey that is your own. Moonlight makes a path between the trees. It's a place I want to go. And I tell myself I won't forget. No matter how I grow. Tomorrow Dad will take us to the park to ride our bikes and have some fun. But now I'm walking down the edge of dream. I guess this day is done. I guess this day is done.
Nice.
There's a topic for our for the after party. So yeah, so we're having the special guest tonight. They're excited about. We're going to have Don White. Don White do a couple of songs, and he's one of the featured performers for the National Storytelling Festival this year in Jonesboro, Tennessee, and they re-recorded, or they recorded their pieces before, on video, but they're there in the chat while the festival is going on, and he's going to join us a little later, and then an old friend, and old and unpredictable, and you always want to see what's going on with him. Ken Hicks will be here as well. So I don't write love songs very often, or I write love songs, but it's mostly of the broken-hearted kind. But here's one. How did we get here? Where will this go? We ask the questions only love knows. Hearts may be broken, wishes come true. There's just one answer between me and you, and that's love. Sometimes when my best is not enough, and the world crumbles around me, leaves me standing in the dust. I find like a pathway through the night. There is a path, I know the way. It will lead me to the light, and it's love. How did we get here? Where will this go? We ask the questions only love knows. Hearts may be broken, wishes come true. There's just one answer between me and you, and that's love. Your eyes, and there was nothing more to say. So unexpected, so disarming. I knew my life would change that day, and these fears, like a wall around my heart, till you smiled and took my hand and said the only place to start is with love. How did we get here? Where will this go? We ask the questions only love knows. Hearts may be broken, wishes come true. There's just one answer between me and you, and that's love. That's love. That's love. Thank you. Yep, another song I just don't sing that often, but I really
David,
like it.
you do
Yes.
have a few requests up here.
Oh, okay.
Tom is asking for Planting Trees. John Stork is asking for The Blue and Gold. And Lindsay is asking for Jeremy Brown.
Huh.
That's
Well,
fine.
all right.
Throw that out there for you.
Let's see. So, well, Planting Trees. Yeah, thank you for the request. This seems all the more pertinent these days because this is about, I don't know, what one individual can do and things that might get accomplished if they listen to their own heart. A little bit west of nowhere is my town. A fading elegance falling down. Somewhere lost between the cracks. The world rushed through this place. I hope it never comes back. Politicians said, put your doubts aside. But spin is just another word for lie. They took this land, betrayed our trust, ground all our dreams away, left us tears and dust. So I started one September night Sometimes you just do what you feel is right. With a shovel and some seedlings from a friend, and a will to try and make some kind of amends. I plant for you, I plant for me, I plant a prayer of hope with each and every tree, all for a world I'll never see. In the evenings you can find me planting trees. At first it was only me, and there wasn't much to see. Anger and despair still grip the town. Leave it to the children to turn such things around. They started coming in ones and twos, wanting to know what they could do. And in this place where hope had died, they brought their joy of life, and the town regained its pride. They plant for you, we plant for me. They are the prayer of hope with each and every tree, all for a world they still may see. In the evenings you can find them planting trees. Sometimes I walk to start my day and watch the morning shadows play. Like tiny hands they reach and weave, and so the earth gives thanks, and I find that's all I need. We plant for you, we plant for me, we plant a prayer of hope with each and every tree, all for a world that still can be. In the evenings you can find us planting trees. We plant for you, we plant for me, we plant a prayer of hope with each and every tree, all for a world that still can be. In the evenings you can join us planting trees. And I'm gonna reach, I'm gonna reach, I'm gonna reach, and I'll know why. I'm gonna reach. Yeah, stole that little end part from Mr. John Gorka. Speaking of John Gorka, I'm going to do a John Gorka song here for John Stork. This is yeah, you know, these concerts are. This is a song about a high school reunion, but I think this is. I know I've had my 50th delayed for 2 years, and this is kind of as close as I think I'm going to get, or a lot of us will get, to a reunion, because a lot of us know each other and have been here through a lot of these concerts, and it's really is a treat to see you all. Libby's got her 50th delayed 1 year next June, and she's going to take her husband and take me to that. To it. No, I didn't drink. I didn't sleep a wink. Last night I went back in time. There was a party, the reunion kind. The boys were all in ties, some were in disguise. The hairlines and the frames of men were not as I remembered them. It didn't matter much that we never kept in touch. Talk of work filled the in-between, back to the time when we were 17. Here's to the faded blue and gold, and here's to you, my friends. We're all right now, we were all right then, we'll be all right again. There was a book of names and pictures of the same, and I saw familiar ones among the names that are forever gone. And time had not undone the girls I had crushes on, though all of them are married now. I found my heart was working anyhow. I laughed and reminisced with the girls I never kissed. The school years were not all misspent, and the good times were no accident. Here's to the girls who danced with me, who never did back then. You made my night, and you held me tight, and you stayed until the end. Here's to the faded blue and gold, and here's to you, my friends. We're all right now, we were all right then, we'll be all right again. We're all right now, we were all right then, we'll be all right again. Faded Blue and Gold by John Gorka. Just thinking, so many possibilities here. So I'm gonna do a BCD. Since it is the Halloween season. This first song is a song Michael and I wrote many years ago. It's called The Raven. Young man walked down a forest path, the morning bright and smiling. He came to where two trails did cross, and a scarecrow stood beside it. Its eyes were black as pools of night, its arms bowed like a fiddle. Upon its shoulder a raven sat, and spoke these words of riddle. The 3 times will I call to you, 3 times will you find me. 3 times 3 the years may fly, till in the end I'll bind thee. A mist arose, the bird was gone. He thought he had been dreaming, but in the dust beside the road a silver coin was gleaming. He knew such gifts all bore a price, still he put it in his pocket. And there it lay like some dark thought, he soon forgot about it. Fortune seemed to smile upon each one of his endeavors, but they always came at someone's loss. To him it never mattered. Then one still night he left the pub and staggered off and homeward. There in a tree beside the road he saw his dark familiar. One more time I'll call to you, one more time you'll find me. The raven spread its wings and flew, and the world emptied before me. It's true that shadows walk this earth. It's true we all have strayed. God grant the chance to make amends for mistakes that we have made. And some say that young man met his fate out on the moors one evening. But I've been to that crossroads and I've seen that raven waiting. All right, here's an old traditional tune. I think I learned it from Sally Rogers, but it's been so long ago. It's called "The Grudge Bride." The Grudge Bride. Lie down, my newly married wife, lie easy as you can. You're young and ill accustomed yet to sleeping with a man. Oh, the snow was bright and the moon was full as it shone on the cabin floor. The young bride rose without a word and ran barefoot through the door. Oh, he up and followed fast and sure, and an angry man was he. But his young bride wasn't there in sight, and only the moon shone clearly. He followed her tracks through the new fallen snow, calling her name out loud. But only the dingoes in the hills yowled back at him again. And then the hair stood up along his back, and his angry mind was gone. For where the 2-footed tracks gave out, a 4-footed track went on. Oh, at first he started into walking back, and then he began to run. And his quarry turned all in her tracks and hunted him in turn. Oh, an empty bed still waits for him as he lies in a crimson tide. Beware, beware, oh, trapper man. Beware of the grisly bride. Kind of grim there,
A little
but
dark.
I thought it was appropriate given the season.
David, we have a few other requests. Part of Me Remembers
Okay.
and the
Nice.
volunteer song.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll do a little song after that of hope. In the heart of the winter, the year I turned 10, my father he took sick and died. With a scratchy old farm, 6 kids in lean times, Mama fought pretty hard to get by. Spring was turning to summer when a man came traveling through. Said he'd work till the harvest was all stored away, and that meals in a room it would do. It was that or the banks, so my mom signed him on. His name it was Jeremy Brown. On the front porch we'd gather when dinner was done, and the evening was settling down. And he'd tell us his stories traveling, sing of old friends and places he'd been. And he mended our hearts on those long summer nights and taught me to smile once again. He'd sing, ooh, there's a time and a place for goodbyes. Ooh, it's a sad and a sweet thing to cry, yes, to cry how I've cried. But the answers, they'll come by and by. He worked hard as 2 men, was quick with a grin, though a distance remained in his eyes. And he never did say why he took to the road, and we knew well enough not to pry. But he understood how I was feeling, or at least to me that's how it seemed. And late in the night, as I lay in the bed, his songs they'd run through my dreams, singing, ooh, there's a time and a place for goodbyes. Ooh, it's a sad and a sweet thing to cry, yes, to cry how I've cried. But the answers, they'll come by and by. October it came, the last corn was in, and Jeremy packed up to go. Heading down south was about all he would say. If he'd be back, he just didn't know. But I think that I knew as he held me, then somehow I could smile through the tears, that if I needed a friend, I would find him again in this song that I've sung all these years. I sing, ooh, there's a time and a place for goodbyes. Ooh, it's a sad and a sweet thing to cry, yes, to cry how I've cried. And the answers, they've come by and by. Ooh, There's a time and a place for goodbyes. It's a sad and a sweet thing to cry, yes, to cry how I've cried. And the answers, they've come by and by. Thank you. Thank you. So, I don't know how many people are familiar with this singer-songwriter, brilliant Michael Smith. He passed away, I think, earlier back in the winter. He just had some great lines. I was just thinking of this line today. So thank you for requesting this song. I was thinking he's got a song called Barbara Dodd, thinking about his upbringing in New Jersey. And he said, I'll paraphrase this, but he said, you know, with that first love, you think it's going to last forever, and you're only partly wrong. I thought, what a line. I'm not asking much. You don't have to call to keep in touch. I don't expect you to do it anyway. There's something left, but it's mostly over. A few more lines, a little older, and a bed that's all your own at the end of the day. Part of me remembers summer wine and winter's embers, and the laughter of the children as they played. All my friends tell me, forget it, there's a new life, go and get it. Part of me remembers anyway. Well, it's sad how blind we are to things gone wrong till they've gone too far, and there's nothing that can set them straight again. And it's a funny place to stand, worn out hearts and empty hands, with your best friend there, but still too far away. Part of me remembers summer wine and winter's embers, and the laughter of the children as they played. All my friends tell me, forget it, there's a new life, go and get it. Part of me remembers anyway. Well, I'm no longer feeling sad, but old regrets are just as bad. They waste your time with little in return. That's not to say I don't remember, but it's like the sun in late November that tries to warm you through the cold, but all the while it's getting old. And part of me remembers summer wine and winter's embers, and the laughter of the children as they played. All my friends tell me, forget it, there's a new life, go and get it. Part of me remembers, part of me remembers, part of me remembers anyway. Thank you. So,
I ask a question?
Yes, you may.
David Lou, where's Libby? I came on late.
Oh, well, I was going to say, Libby called me a couple hours ago and said her mother-in-law had COVID, and her
Oh,
husband had been there, and then Libby was exposed to that. So, don't know if
oh.
Libby, she may be in the chat here.
Uh-huh.
She said she was going to, but so yeah, and so I think I won't do volunteers without Libby here because I count on those harmonies.
Jane Havens and I could do the 1, 2, 3, hey.
Yeah,
Help them put the chairs away.
Help them put the chairs away. Walkabout knows that song.
Yeah, right. So, like I've said before, I grew up in Branford, Connecticut, a little town about 100 miles east of New York City, and it was I don't know, it was a great place to grow up, and it's kind of sheltered and protected, and so my mom was almost chosen for the Black Panther trial in New Haven, so that was a moment of excitement, but she wasn't. But New York City always seemed big and strange and scary somehow to me. And many years after I grew up, I was in town in New York for a meeting, and I was there early, and I bought myself a bagel and orange juice and just sat down on the front step and watched the sunrise and the city wake up, and it just changed my whole attitude. So this is a song that came out of that, kind of a song of hope. Forgot to change this. I found myself with some time in the city, just looking for something to do. And I thought, what a shame and a pity I couldn't spend this time here with you. Life has a way of making you crazy, has a way of leaving you feeling small. But today I'm a mile beyond trouble, and none of that can touch me at all. I took the time just to let myself wander, go wherever I wanted to. Down the streets, past the shops and the gardens, so much here reminds me of you. Once you and I almost had something special, I remember on a day like today. Too many voices, too many distractions, we just let that chance slip away. So much of life is tension and struggle, so rare these moments that are simple and plain. Thinking of you's helped me burst through that bubble, find a balance in the things I can change. Later in the day, I was down by the river, where we used to go when nothing was clear. There you were and you smiled as I walked up and said, you know, I hoped you'd be here. 'Cause so much of life is tension and struggle, so rare these moments that are simple and plain. Thinking of you's helped me burst through that bubble, to find a balance in the things I can change. Found ourselves with some time in the city, let the problems of the world rise and fall. 'Cause today we're a mile beyond trouble, and none of that can touch us at all. 'Cause today we're a mile beyond trouble, and none of that can touch us at all. Thank you. So, I think maybe we'll take a break unless there's something else somebody wants to hear in particular.
Nothing in the chat at the moment.
Okay. Well, so we're going to take a short break, and like a short one, and then we're going to be back with the after party with our special guest, with my special guest. There is Libby's too. We'll have Ken Hicks and Don White, and then after they do a few songs, I'll probably do another one. Then we'll have the after party where we turn off YouTube and turn off Facebook and get to chat. And that's where the real interesting part of the night starts. So thanks, and we'll be back in 5 minutes, maybe. right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Yes, I should mention the show is free tonight. If you can make a donation, that kind of keeps us going. We have to pay the great Brian Dozer, even though I'm sure he would do this for free. He's got a family and he's got to make a living, so yes, you can make a donation wherever the donation button is, and but don't feel like you have to. And I'm going to introduce our first guest here. I met Ken Hicks many years ago. You never quite know what he's going to say or do, but he's the kind of guy you always want to be there when he does it. Well, yeah, Ken gave me that scripted out. I hope I said it right, Ken. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. So please welcome from Virginia Beach, Virginia. What a great thing about this Zoom, Ken Hicks.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Tamulevich. Thank you very much. And yes, once upon a time, while Michael Huff and David were on tour, they were singing in Norfolk, Virginia. And Michael got a good place to stay, and David had to stay in our house. And I did put up a plaque there. It was made out of copper. I had it engraved with his name on it. It was real long because, well, anyway. And then it was, to honor the fact that this famous person had been here. And then later I had it melted down to make pennies, but that's another fable for another table. Let me do a very short song just to warm up because I'm nervous in the presence of all the talent that I'm exposed to here this evening. And that includes Brian. Brian, you want to put your picture up? Full picture. Here's a picture of Brian. If he does it, let's see how quick he is. And ladies and gentlemen, here's Brian, or maybe he's not. But it's important that I tell you what a music man he is. I think is it a daily show? Yes. It
was a daily show.
Hmm?
Now it's weekly, but it was daily for a long time.
It was daily. Okay, so the one I was looking at yesterday, well, spectacular, you and Anna, it was just lovely, and I haven't finished looking at it. But anyway, yeah, a lot of great folks here tonight, including a lot of folks on the screen here and in various parts of the world. Matter of fact, what is it? I'm going to get to that short song. What's that lady's name who was going to, earlier, before a lot of you weren't here, she was going to open the door to her refrigerator, but she blanked the screen so none of us could be looking in to what was in that refrigerator. And of course, being a guy who likes to eat on a real regular basis, I was excited about getting a chance to look in this refrigerator.
No.
Well, there she is. Barbara Scherer, is that right? Did I?
Yeah.
There you are. There she is. Oh, look, there's that refrigerator. That's the very refrigerator that I could not see. Okay. Well, glad you're here, and thanks for your good laughter there. I needed that right now. So, short song that and I can't think of the gentleman's name, and I was just thinking of it a lot. Anyway, maybe you'll recognize this song. Famous blues man. Did you ever wake up with bullfrogs on your mind? Did you ever wake up with bullfrogs on your mind? Well, that's a sure sign you've got bullfrogs on your mind. It's a short song, but it helped me wake up a little bit. Okay, so now I would like to ask all of y'all, or you folks, or you guys, or you people, to think happy thoughts here, because, well, has anyone here ever, you can wave your hands or not, has anyone ever built anything from a kit, not from absolute scratch, but from a kit, following the directions? I'm not seeing any motion. Okay, well, just think good thoughts. Just think good thoughts for a minute here. Now, I say the instructions were wrong on page 6. The seller of this particular kit said I read it wrong. I'm sticking to my story. Have you ever been on a car ride? It's just you. You're going from point A to point B. And it was too big a day and too big a night before, and you can't make it. Can't make it. Got to pull over at something that looked like a motel. That's what I thought it looked like. And what it used to be was a motel. What it was now was a motel with a pool, with no water in the pool. But there were 2 rusty bicycles with no wheels, a bunch of cinder blocks, and a bigger bunch of garbage bags that I got away from there as quick as I could and got horizontal. Happens sometimes, you just can't make it. I'm asking you right now, have you ever been so sleepy that you were slapping your face to stay awake so as to stay alive? That's the way that was that night. And have you ever got a pretty much empty drink cup, but enough water in there from the ice and enough ice to pour it down the back of your neck and on top of your head? That's the way it was. So I got to this place. Whew. In a little bitty town, sometimes I found at Oh Hell Motel. Didn't feel too well when I rang the bell at the Oh Hell Motel. When you check in, you listen next to Ken at the Oh Hell Motel, because the chances are high you might die at the Oh Hell Motel. You see, the roaches and the rats play ball with the bats at the Oh Hell Motel. And the rent's so cheap because the dirt's so deep at the Oh Hell Motel. Had a coins in my purse that night, right verse at the Oh Hell Motel. You do as best you can, and you do so well. You wake up in that place and grab your face. Oh hell, what have I done? Cinder blocks in the pool, you feel a fool. Another night of lickery fun. I like that line. Another night of lickery fun. Tell you the truth, Don Porter, he wrote this song. Don't you think it did real fine? Shared the words with me, Elon 63. I'm thanking him one more time. Don Porter, he wrote this song. Oh, mama, your boy did fine, fine, fine. Set it up for you and me in 63. We're thanking him one more time. In an Oh Hell Motel, in a little bitty town, sometimes I'm found at the Oh Hell Motel. Didn't feel very well when I rang the very bell at the Oh Hell Motel. When you check in, you listen next to Ken at the Oh Hell Motel. Ah, the chances are high you might die at the Oh Hell Motel. You know, the bathroom door lies on the floor at the Oh Hell Motel. But it's okay, you can bathe okay at the Oh Hell Motel. The bathroom door lies on the floor at the Oh Hell Motel. You can bathe okay, but you're on display. At the Oh Hell Motel. Oh Hell Motel, you tell, you smell, you tell. Oh well, oh hell. Oh Hell Motel. Don Porter. That's almost how it goes. Yes, yes.
I never heard that, Ken, but you never know what. Like I said, what you're gonna do, what you're capable of.
Yes.
So, all right, please stick around for another round. I just saw that Don White got here. Don White, are you here in functional? Hey Don, how was the national storytelling? I mean, everybody, this is a big deal. This guy is a superstar in the
Yes.
storytelling world. He is, he was just at the National Storytelling Festival tonight. So how was it, Don?
It's amazing. So of course I wasn't really there. It's virtual, of course, but yeah, the talent was unbelievable, and I just came from a meet and greet with the audience and stuff. And, it's kind of a Zoom night for me, but yeah, it was great. There's a tremendous amount of talent. If you guys don't know about it, it's in Jonesboro, Tennessee every year this weekend, and I couldn't recommend it any more highly. It's quite a remarkable collection of people telling lies and stories.
All right. Hey, so Don, could use a little more of your voice.
Okay, sure.
We do want to hear you.
How's that? Is that better?
That's better.
Yep. Okay. Well, do you want me to play something, David, or?
I do. I would like that very much.
All right. Well, it's nice to be here. Good to see everyone. Hopefully, we'll all be doing this in person before too long. That would be nice, wouldn't it? I've got $300 bills that are all brand new. They are begging me to think of something cool to do. How about I'll take you downtown and spend them all on you? I don't want to stay home tonight. We have worked so hard for so many years, built a home, a life, a family, and 2 careers. Saved our money for the future, now the future's here. I don't want to stay home tonight. I can't stay home again tonight. I can't stay home again tonight. I can't stay home, can't stay home. I need you and me, how it used to be. Every week on Friday night, there is so much history that only we can see. Can't stay home again tonight. Me and Michael, Johnny, Richard, Ruthie, and Joan all had bouts with cancer last year. If cancer was a man, I would punch him in the throat. I don't want to stay home tonight. Time isn't sentimental, it doesn't seem to care about your plans or your hopes and dreams. It just keeps track of your minutes and wipes the slate clean. I don't want to stay home tonight. I can't stay home again tonight. I can't stay home again tonight. I can't stay home, can't stay home. I need you and me, how it used to be. Every week on Friday night, there is so much history that only we can see. Can't stay home again tonight. Well, I know we can't party like we did before. Can't stay out till 4 in the morning no more. But the house is paid off and the kids are all grown. What have we been working for? Let's take a nap, take our inhalers, take a multivitamin, and then go out to hear some music with all of our friends who didn't die from the way we used to party back then. I don't want to stay home tonight, 'cause time isn't sentimental. It doesn't seem to care about your plans or your hopes and dreams. It just keeps track of your minutes and wipes the slate clean. I don't want to stay home tonight. I can't stay home again tonight. I can't stay home again tonight. I can't stay home, can't stay home. I can't, I need you and me, how it used to be. Every week on Friday night, there is so much history that only we can see. Can't stay home, can't stay home. I can't stay home again tonight. But of course, David, I am staying home.
That's right. That's right. So, all right. Please stick around and for another song or story, and we're going to go back to Mr. Ken Hicks now, and see if he's left the Oh Hell Motel. Oh,
Message.
Ken,
What? Say again.
You were just muted for a second, Ken. But
but
you
you're
were
okay.
unmuted now.
You're okay now, Ken.
I'm okay. Oh, I wish that were so true. It's a nice phrase. You're okay now, Ken. That would be good. There's a message in the middle of my screen, and I have no idea what it is. Seems to be connected with Zooming. But if you can see me, and especially if you can hear me, then I should proceed on. Yes?
Yeah,
Yes.
you're all set. Ignore
Well,
the message.
And again, that phrase would be good. You're all set. I'd like some of that. Yeah, that'd be good. Where am I? What am I doing? I remember. I wrote a song once upon a time. I know why I'm discombobulated. Oh, now there's another message up there behind the first message. Okay.
You are all good, though. Don't worry.
All right, and I believe that, Brian, and I thank you very much. And as long as I don't see any smoke rising from this computer, I'll be just fine. Well, I'm discombobulated because I wanted to say something special about Don White. Oh, my goodness. Oh, wow. I saw it happen with my own eyes. I was watching the Great Hudson River Revival, and I hadn't even thought about it. It was going to be recorded and be on YouTube for a long time after that day. So I was actually watching it like it was a one-day shot to watch it. I watched it from the morning, and finally I had to give up before the last two acts. Before the last two, I was just too sleepy. I had to quit. But I got to see Don sing. I think it's titled One More Drop. Now, maybe that's not the whole title or the correct title.
It's called One Little Drop, yeah?
One little drop.
Yeah.
Oh, one little, not one more. Well, I was just blown away and glad human beings were hearing that and it was happening. But then the reason I'm talking to you right now, Don, I watched everything that day except the parts when I was running into the kitchen to get something to eat and running back. So I heard almost everything. And it got very exciting with later in the day, the Chapin sisters sang that song of yours. It was maybe the first song of the day. It was definitely early morning. And that was the only song that entire day. I don't know about the last two performers, but that was the only song that was repeated. And I thought it was so great, considering how important that song is. All right. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I'm still thinking. I'm still attempting to think. This is a group of people assembled right now. I want to be very straightforward, very honest, and correct. I wrote this song I'm going to sing because of Bob Zett. Bob recorded an entire album for Folk Legacy Records. And it was the Ramblin' Conrad story. And what happened there was 3 college students, 3 males, riding down the street. And they passed a guy. Understand this was back in the days of the folk music scare. And they passed this fellow walking down the street, carrying a guitar on his back, no case, just the guitar. And they stopped and they talked some more. And those three fellas helped him out, took him to a laundromat, got him some food, because he needed that. So that song is all about, and that album is all about Ramblin' Conrads. And I'm riding down the road one day, headed to a gig. And I started thinking about that song of Bob's. And I started thinking about all the people that had been important to me. So I encourage you, you're listening to this song, I've heard it before. This is your song. While you're listening, think about all the people that have been your good people, good to you. This is a song for all the good people, all the good people who touched up my life. This is a song for all the good people, people I'm thanking my stars for tonight. This is a verse for so many people who knew what I needed was something they had. Cards on the table, a heart that was able to keep me just this side of sad. This is a song for all the good people, all the good people who touched up my life. This is a song for all the good people, people I'm thanking my stars for tonight. I'm thinking about a fellow who I spent some time with. He already had 2 roommates, but he let me crash in his place for about 3.5 months when I was doing some college-like activities up in Boston. And his mother, Joan Sprung, she was a folk singer and definitely a songwriter. And she surprised me one day, handed me this verse. It's about a lot of people up on the screen right now and a whole lot of people not with us right now. This is a verse for the pickers and the singers whose tunes and whose voices have blended with mine on back steps and stages for love and for wages. One kind of giving, some kind of fine. One kind of giving, some kind of fine. Joan Sprung, Joan Sprung, Joan Sprung one day. This is a verse I sing for my lady who puts up with me, my rambling and roaming, my late night come home, and she is the sunshine and I am a rutabaga. Chorus goes right here, last time. This is a song for all the good people, all those good people who touched up my life. This is a song for all your good people, people we're thanking our stars for tonight, people we're thanking our stars for tonight.
Yeah.
Thank you. I hear it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank y'all. Thank you.
Thank you, Ken. Well, Don, how about another one?
Sure. Yeah. Ken, thank you for those kind words and for that great song, and I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
It's good to hear you. Good to see everybody. So here, let me. I haven't played that song for a while, but I'm gonna take a stab at it.
Oh, okay. Oh,
So you built it up pretty high now. I hope it's not a big letdown for everybody.
no.
But yeah, it's a real honor to have the Chapin sisters cover this, and they're all the work gets done in the valley. All the money rains down on the mountain top. When the money trickles down to the people in the valley, it's only one little drop to feed the family, one little drop to pay the medical bill, one little drop to pay the mortgage to the banker who sold it to the man at the top of the hill. Oh, they work so hard to divide us with a steady stream of lies. 'Cause if we ever stopped fighting with each other, we might start asking each other why. If all the work gets done in the valley, why does all the money rain down on the mountain top? When the money trickles down to the people in the valley, why is it just a little drop, one little drop to feed the family, one little drop to pay the medical bill, one little drop to pay the mortgage to the banker who sold it to the man at the top of the hill. Just keep buying those politicians and those TV newsmen too. Make them say every day, my problem is my neighbor, when I know that my problem is you. Just keep lying about corporate tax breaks, how the jobs are gonna trickle down, but be aware of the day when the people say that they are sick of being trickled on. One little drop to feed the family, one little drop to pay the medical bill, one little drop to pay the mortgage to the banker who sold it to the man at the top of the hill. Enjoy your view of the valley from that house on top of the hill. Right now the giant is sleeping, that doesn't mean that it always will. 'Cause when the sleeping giant starts moving, it is impossible to stop. You know, every flood that ever washed a city away started with a little drop. One little drop will start an ocean, one little drop will start the rain, one little drop will start the flood that's coming to wash the gilded city away. If all of the work gets done in the valley, why does all the money rain down on the mountain top? When the money trickles down to the people in the valley, why is it just a little drop?
Thank you, Don. Don, will you stick around for one more?
Oh, sure, David.
Okay. So, all right. So we're gonna ask Ken to do another song, and
Okay.
then Don, then maybe I'll do one, and then we'll be off to our after party.
Well, okay. All righty. Good. Oh, there. Oh, okay. Well, there's a song I want to share with everybody. and I'm not sure I'm going to be able to sing it correctly. So if I suddenly stop and reach out over here and rip a piece of paper off of this china cabinet that's over here and start reading it to you, don't be surprised. But before that, I should mention, I guess, there's so many musically knowledgeable people here, and it's great. I'm thinking of Libby. I'm thinking of you. So I'm trying to thank Mustard's Retreat for allowing me to be here. And but the thing I was really going to mention, knowledgeable musical people here all over the place. Have you ever noticed how the low string on a guitar, this is sort of a guitar, the low string is on the high side of the neck, and the high string is on the low side of the neck. And I've wondered for a long time, if you could take the sound hole and move it over on this side, would you get more bass sound that way? And the same thing, if you put the sound hole on this side, would you get more treble? But I know somebody's going to say, well, just from a traditional standpoint, it just looks better probably to have the sound hole right in the middle. So I just thought I'd bring that up. I want to share this song with you. I'd like you to meet somebody. Elsa Young. Elsa Young. Elsa Young was old, but she didn't start out that way. Her mom and daddy loved her, and they told her every day. Born with a drop-down eye, the boys didn't come around much. But she filled her life with the rhythm of life. Studied crops and critters and bugs and such. If it walked or crawled or flew in the air, she paid attention to it. And if it healed a hurt, made soup or dessert, why don't you know she grew it? And every harvest season her mom showed mock alarm. Why, Elsa's little plot gave us near as much food as Daddy's big one-man farm. And at night, in her mama's native tongue, she learned old songs and stories of heroes bold, of lions fierce, of wrong said right in glory. Oh, they lived right well for a right long time. Time collects its toll. Daddy died, then Mama died, then alone, this one lone soul. In celebrating their memories, she built, like her dad had taught her, a campfire bright. She sang out into the night, just like her mother's daughter. And when she slowed down, the cabin ran down, and the place didn't look like much. But faithfully she tended the crops and the critters and the bugs and such. Windsor Village fell on hard times, bad crops, then worse, a drought. and ounces plenty made for envy, sowing seeds of doubt. She'd been observed dancing round the fire, talking strange talk to an unseen man. She was just talking to her daddy. She had so much, and they had so little. Was it a devil's plan? Elsa Young was accused of witch. Elsa Young was tried a witch. Elsa Young was hung a witch in the 12th year of Hartford Town. A clerk, Matthew Grant, wrote it down. May 26th, 1647. Elsa Young hanged. He might have added, for the crime of being different.
Thank you, Ken. Did you write that, Ken?
Yes, sir. And I'm sorry I didn't do it as well as it might be done. As I'm going to tell you inside, everybody can hear this inside. Matter of fact, maybe I'll ask you all to do it. I'll do the last line again. I was going to try and talk in the electronic checkup, the get ready. I was going to ask Libby and David, after I said the word different, for Libby to whisper loudly, different, and David to do the same again, and then both of y'all to say different. And I would have said that at the same time. So everybody, turn your mics on, would you? Everybody turn your mics on if you can, or Brian, or whatever. Let me just do that last line, and I'll feel better. How does that go? He might have added, for the crime of being different.
Different.
Thank you. That was great. That was how it's supposed to be done. Thank you.
This is a talented bunch here, Ken.
Amen, Mr. Tamulevich, sir. Amen.
All right. Well, one more from Mr. Don White, if you please. If you're still.
Thank you. David, thanks for doing this. It's good to see you. And Ken, that was just wonderful. I was really happy to be here for your 3 songs there. I hope to maybe we can be in the same space someday together.
Thank you.
All right. So, as David knows, the only thing I could think of that could make less money than folk music is to write a book. So I decided to so I wrote my second book. I just finished it. It's at the printer. On Thursday, my wife and I will be celebrating our 43rd wedding anniversary, and this is a picture. Can we see this? This is a photograph of us hitchhiking in 1975 in Texas. And this is the cover of my book. It's called The Hitchhiking Years. We hitchhiked for 3 years. We got hopelessly addicted to hitchhiking
Wow.
in the 70s.
Wow.
Alaska when I was 17. Just, you know, and I had 4 other stories, but that was only half a book, so I decided to write about those years. And so I'm just going to read a little excerpt here for you. And this is
Don,
about.
can you get a little closer to the mic?
Yep.
You still sound pretty far away.
Let me try this. Sorry about that, you guys. I wasn't available for sound check. I was doing something else. Is that any better, Brian?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. So anyway, this is just a little excerpt from the Hitchhiking Years, Don White's upcoming book that's going to put him in the poorhouse. Here we go. I have seen, driven on, stood beside, bounced untethered in the back of pickup trucks for miles upon, and inhaled deep into my lungs the dust of many dirt roads in my life. But never could I have imagined a stretch of gravel as impressive as the Alaska-Canada Highway. When we set out to hitchhike this beast in 1975, it was approximately 1,400 miles of dirt. If a similar road extended from Boston, your tires would not touch asphalt until you reached Omaha. Of course, it's all paved now, which means that North America is no longer able to provide a similar experience to the one Teresa and I had in July of that year. Not only was it unpaved, but being the only land route for supplies destined for Alaska, it attracted a very special breed of unhinged truck drivers who drove it at high speeds with an attitude that was just a smidgen beneath reckless abandon. The first time we were nearly blown off the side of the road and into the Yukon wilderness by a truck driving 70 miles per hour, pulling 3 fully loaded trailers on this epic stretch of gravel, we knew we were entering a world that was peopled with a tribe of humans we had not previously encountered. A second, impossible to ignore indication that our docket of new experiences would soon include a series of fresh entries were the road signs. The first one we leaned our backpacks against had taken at least 1 and possibly 2 shotgun blasts, permanently relinquishing its intended information to the realm of conjecture. Standing beneath a bullet-ridden sign that drunks, kids, moms, and clergymen shot at out the passenger window with a nonchalance reminiscent of the way most folks would wave to a neighbor was a bit intimidating and spoke volumes. There is a sulfur hot spring alongside the Alcan Highway in northern British Columbia. Today there are changing stations, wheelchair access, a campground, a playground, and a restaurant. To my recollection, when our driver pulled over and said he wanted us to experience something special, there was a wooden boardwalk to the site that was built for walking over wet ground by the Army in 1942 and nothing else. We walked a short distance through the swamp and boreal forest. You could feel the heat before the path opened to reveal a pool of water with steam rising from it. A stream fed the area so you could get warmer or cooler by swimming toward or away from the hot spring. Sulfur, pardon my accent, sulfur, in case you don't know, smells like rotten eggs. In my life, I have had more than my share of rotten egg experiences. This would turn out to be my favorite. Teresa had told me that when she was a little girl, she loved the TV westerns and stories about pioneers and wagon trains. Before she was old enough to know that she had been born a century too late, she was sure that when she grew up, she would be a pioneer woman. And here we were, 2 kids from Lynn, Massachusetts, holding our bodies against each other in a natural hot spring at the top of the world. Her long, wet black hair touched the small of her back. Her crystal blue eyes windowed the joy in her heart. The smile on her face unveiled that little girl who always knew that she was born to be a pioneer. This is one of my life's most treasured memories.
Yay! Yay! No, and I'm gonna put a plug in for Don's, his CDs and videos, but his first book is called Memoirs of a Sea Student. and Don, you have quotes on the back of that. What was the quote that your brother gave you for that book?
My brother's quote from my book called Memoirs of a Sea Student was, I knew that this book was going to be a pack of lies as soon as I saw the title, because my brother was a D student.
Brothers, yeah.
So I highly recommend people find that book and get Don's new one and his other stuff. So really, I want to say thanks to you all, and thanks to Ken and Don for sharing tonight. And I'm going to do one more song, and
Good.
one more song before we go into our after party. And you all know this, but you probably should mute yourselves, because it will sound like, if you try to sing along and your mics are open, they haven't solved the latency problem yet. So thank you. I think the next Musters Retreat virtual concert is going to be Saturday, November 6th. If Brian is free. I'm going to ask you about that, Brian.
Oh, don't forget, Libby is on Facebook. That's where she is. She's not in the Zoom.
Oh, okay.
Facebook.
Right.
So everyone say hello to Libby.
Yay!
Yeah, Libby, come on into the Zoom meeting if you want. Ours is a simple faith. Life is a short embrace. Heaven is in this place every day. Hope is the ground we till. Make each day what you will. Thankful for dreams fulfilled every day. No room in this heart for fear. No judgment day drawing near. Trust that inner voice you hear every day. Life's not a goal or race. It's about heart and faith and living a life of grace every day. Ours a simple faith. Life is a short embrace. Heaven is in this place every day. Hope is the ground we till. Make each day what you will. Thankful for dreams fulfilled every day. Trust is an open hand, making an honest stand, rooted here in the land every day. Live in the mystery, seeking the harmony here between you and me every day. Ours is a simple faith. Life is a short embrace. Heaven is in this place every day. Hope is the ground we till. Make each day what you will. Thankful for dreams fulfilled every day. Ours is a simple faith. Life is a short embrace. Heaven is in this place every day. Hope is the ground until. Make each day what you will. Thankful for dreams every day. Thank you. You can dedicate that to Teresa and Don for their years on the road. So thank you all. Yeah, if you all want to unmute yourselves and we can get chatting.
Well, let's say goodbye to the streams.
Yes, so we're going to say goodbye
Goodbye to Facebook, goodbye to YouTube.
And hello, after